3 weeks ago, a client of mine, he walked into the bank branch with a 9-month-old LLC. He didn't have any revenue, he didn't have any tax returns, no profit and loss statements, but he walked out with a business credit card and a business line of credit with a little bit over $90,000 in total funding, and all at 0%. And here's the part that nobody talks about. He didn't get that from some fintech app that you never heard of. He got it from a national bank, whose bank you probably driven past maybe 100 times already in your lifetime. So today I'm showing you the exact 3 national banks that we use to do this, plus the one layer almost every funding video skips. The business line of credit that stacks on top of the cards, and it takes the client from good funding to 150K. So quick question before we go further. Have you noticed almost every funding channel is teaching the same exact funding cards right now? The Brex, the Ramp, no personally guaranteed stuff. And here's what they're not telling you. Those aren't banks. And most of them, that funding either dries up in the second your revenue dips or never touches the 0% that you actually want. It's not what real operators use to stack 6 figures. It's not real cash. While everyone's chasing the shiny fintech plays, we're doing the boring thing that actually works. National bank cards, 0%, and line of credit layered in the right sequence. That's the whole game. So let me show you. And if you're new here, my name is Chess. I personally secure well over 400K in business funding, and I've helped hundreds of business owners do the same thing without showing income, tax returns, or P&Ls. Everything in this video is what's working right now in this month, not a 2022 playbook. So do this, hit subscribe, and turn on your notifications because the banks change their rules constantly, and I update this channel every time they do. You don't want to be running the last year's play and kind of get denied. So drop a comment, tell me which of these 3 banks you're gonna go after first. So let me explain, because this works, because if you understand the mechanism, the banks list later actually makes sense instead of being random names. So 0% funding is money from the banks in 2 forms, business credit cards and business line credit. At 0%, anywhere from 9 to 18 months. That's the window, is the whole point for you. You deploy the capital, you put it into work, and you pay back before a dime of interest ever hits. Now, here's why the banks say yes without even seeing your income. First, they want to lend. They want to make money on interchange fees, on interest after the 0% windows, on the banking relationships. So this isn't charity, it's their business model. So second, business credit is easier to get at high limits than personal credit. A 50K personal card is rare, but a 50K business card is Tuesday, every day for them. Banks expect businesses to spend a lot more, so the ceiling is higher. Third, this is almost a piece that nobody does. Cards and line of credit are 2 different products with 2 different underwriting doors. So most people only ever knock on one door. We knock on both in the right order, and that's how the total climbs past 100K. So the banks, they aren't asking how much does your business make. They're asking, is this person creditworthy? Do they pay their bills? Is this a real business? So if you answer all 3 of those right, then you can get approved without ever handing out a tax return. So let me get this real quick for you, because I'm not going to send you a dream that doesn't exist. If your credit is at 580 and you formed your LLC last Tuesday, this video is not magic. I'm not a magician. So here's what the banks actually want in 2026. 700 credit score, the real numbers. You can sneak on approval at 680, but you're capping yourself. You want 50 to 175K per product. You want to be at 700 plus. Number 2, a clean report. No lates in the last 12 to 24 months. No collections, no charge-offs. They pull your personal credit for business credit. So a messy profile totally kills it for you. All right, number 3, low utilization. Under 30% across all cards. And for the golden pocket, you want to be under 10% overall if you do want the big approvals. If you're sitting around 30% or under overall, you're going to have a harder chance of getting approved, because I've watched 750 scores get denied over 60% utilization. So don't do that. Don't be that guy. 4, it's going to be comparable credit. The rule of thumb is to get at least 50K. So you should already have at least 15 to 20K in existing lines. If your highest line is like 3K and you're asking for 50K, total red flag. You need comparable credit. Banks like to give 2 to 3 times your limit. Number 5, a seasoned LLC, at least 24 months, ideally closer to 48. I know you want it now. Rushing burns hard inquiries that you can't get back. So if you don't have all 5 yet, don't click off. I'll tell you exactly how to get there in the end. But first, let me show you what's on the other side, because once you see it, you'll want to do the work. All right, so let's move on. So these are going to be our three national banks. I'm going to go through each one, explain each one for you. Bank number one, obviously, everyone loves Chase. It's one of the greatest banks in the US at the moment. So why is it a favorite play for me and for others? Chase gives you volume. You can apply for 2 business cards inside a 30-day window. And the business cards, they often don't trip the 524 rule the way personal cards do, if you're doing it the way we do it. So here are the kind of barrels they pull. Usually they do pull from Experian, occasionally TransUnion too, depending on your state. You can call them, let them know what state you're in, and kind of see which one they're pulling from. And they are relationship driven. You don't walk in code and ask for money, step by step. All right, that's how I always like to say it. So here's the step by step for you. Open a personal checking account at Chase. Ideally, add a personal Chase credit card if you do have room in your personal credit at the moment. Open a business checking account, drop in real deposits. I like to have at least $1,000 to $5,000 to signal that you're using this as an operating account and you're legit. So let us season anywhere from 30 to 60 days with light activity, like I said, operating activity, deposits, using the account. Then apply for a business credit card. And after the approvals and some history, come back for the second inside that 30-day window if you don't get auto approved. So I'll give you an example with one of our clients. I'll keep it anonymous, but let's call him Marcus for privacy. So he came in with a 740 credit score, 9-month-old LLC. He had 20K in total revolving lines. So after that, he also had 0 revenue and no existing lines too. So we ran the Chase relationship play with him. He opened an account, seasoned for 45 days. The results for him, he got $45,000 across 2 ink cards. We combined them and he has 0% for that for a whole year. Plus, enough welcome bonuses for a business class flight that he was able to go to Korea, I believe. So he didn't have to have any tax returns, no income documents as well. So little pro tip for you for here. I would space the 2 applications if you don't get auto approved. I would not fire the application on the same day if you don't get auto approved. So I will let the first report settle, activate it, then go back and do that. Keep utilization under 10% the whole time while you're doing this on your personal side. Chase, super, I will say they're gonna look at that like crazy. All right. So bank number 2, American Express. Why is this one of my favorite plays as well? Once you're inside the American Express system, they literally treat you like family. You often get approved on a soft pull, any cards you want to get with them after you get one on the personal side with them. So your credit doesn't have to take a hit at all. They soft pull everything for you. So here's what they pull if it's your first time. It gets you through the door of American Express. They're going to pull from Experian or TransUnion, usually, depending on where you're from. The one I'll start with first is going to be the American Express Gold Card. Then build it up. Then after a couple months of use, then I'll go for the 0% cards. So step by step for you, I'll open a personal Amex card like I told you, get into their system, use it lately, pay it in full, let Amex see how you behave, how you're using your cards. After that, you have the relationship, apply for the 0% business credit card after you get the gold card as well, if you're trying to build that relationship. But if you're trying to go fast, you can go for the 0% card. A little bonus tip for you. After 61 days, you can go ahead and request a credit line increase. So here's one of my clients' data. Let's call her Jessica for anonymous reasons. She got a personal card and then got into the system, then applied for the business credit card and landed 12K out the gate. After 61 days of using this card, she was able to do a 3 times credit limit increase. She was auto approved for $30,000 without spending an extra dollar or taking another hard pull. So pretty cool there. Pro tip for you, American Express, they do have a 1 in 5 rule. What does this mean? It means 1 new card every 5 days. So plan accordingly for your new applications. And the 61-day 3 times credit limit increase requests, I would say that's the highest leverage kind of play for us there. You could do the phone call or you could do it on the app. So game changer for everybody. I will set a reminder after 61 days after you get approved to do that. All right. Number 3, Bank of America. So why is this one of my favorites as well? This is an underrated beast. Bank of America lets you apply for multiple cards on a single hard increase. That's crazy. So you can stack several different approvals off one credit pool. So who did they pull? I see them usually approved from TransUnion, and they do want a relationship first for at least 60 to 90 days on the personal and on the business side, with a little bit of operational activity in there first. So keep in mind of that. Super relationship heavy. So here's your step by step for them. Open a Bank of America personal or business account, fund it, use it as an operating account. Ooh. So after that, apply for multiple business credit cards in one sitting. You could go up to 5. As long as you get approved for the last one, you have a 90% chance of getting approved for the next one. So the frequency comes with a 0% for about 9 months, I believe now. It used to be 12, maybe longer. So kind of check in with what's going on there. So here's a client win. Let's call him David for anonymous reasons. He has 735 score, 11-month LLC, 25K in existing revolving lines, a seasoned Bank of America account for about 45 days. Then we apply for 3 cards in one shot, and then he started getting denied. So one hard pull, 3 approvals roughly, and he got $40,000 total at 0%. He put $30,000 in inventory for his e-commerce and kept 10K as a reserve. So pro tip for you, I will do the whole patch in one sitting so it lands on one hard inquiry. If you do get denied, then I would stop that right away. If one card comes back low, take the approval anyways. How I like to see it, I usually see one card get approved for a high amount, the next cards that follow is going to be half. And here's what it takes a client from $85,000 in cards to $150,000 total. It's a part that a lot of people skip, so don't skip this part. So once your cards are approved and seasoned, you go back to the same national banks, the ones where you've built a relationship and you have a deposit history, you have a payment history now. You could apply for a business line of credit. Sometimes, usually with these banks, it's going to be a no doc or low doc approval. So it's a completely separate product from the cards, with its own approval doors as well, its own underwriting systems. So this could run you anywhere from 25K to 50K plus on its own, usually 50K and under for no docs. If you do have docs, you can request more. The more the merrier. So why does this work? The banks already know you. You already got the checking account. You already got the deposit activity, the operating activity, the on-time card history where you're paying them back, the relationship that you built in step 1. So I'll say this is where it pays off for a second time. You're not asking a stranger for more money. You're an existing customer, clean track record, and you're actually showing that you know what you're doing. You have an operating activity there. So the real stack looks like this: cards from Chase, American Express, Bank of America. Then I will layer it with a credit business line of credit. So on top of all 3 banks where you're at, where your relationship is strongest too, you can choose. So cards for the flexible 0% spend. The line of credit is what gives you the extra cushion for cash flow. So that's 150K just right there, maybe even more. So sequence matters. I keep repeating this in a lot of my videos, but cards first, then do the lines. If you do it backwards and you're a stranger asking for a line of credit or business credit cards with no history at all with them, pretty sure it's going to be a denial. So do it in order, do it correct, and the line is almost going to be given to you. So before we wrap, here are 4 action plays that most people don't know. So number 1 is going to be the reconsideration line. If you're denied, don't accept it. Call Recon, ask for a manual review. The automated system usually denies for a reason that a human underwriter would kind of overlook. So here's a script for you could use. I recently applied for blank card and I was denied. I'd like a manual review because I believe I'm a strong candidate and I believe this card will help my business grow, or whatever you guys want to use with the cards. Just remember to be polite, professional, and also persistent too. Some people might not want to help you. You could just call someone else. All right. Number 2, the bank walk-in. If recon fails, walk in. Banks or branch bankers actually have flexibility. The online system doesn't have, and they're incentivized to bring in customers. So I've had clients get denied online and leave a branch approved the same day. So they walk into the branch, they let them know, hey, I didn't get approved for this. Can you help me recon that? They help them. Everything is good. So number 3, the pre-activation credit limit increase. When a new card arrives, before you activate it, call the number on the back. Ask for a credit limit increase. Usually you get like a 10 to 20% bump. So the bank hasn't really set a final limit for you yet. So there's also with a no hard pull for you again. I would say it works about 50% of the time. So Doesn't hurt to try. You get 10 to 20% more money to use. Number 4, the 90-day follow-up. So if you're approved but lower than you wanted, set a 90-day reminder. After 3 months of on-time payments, you could call and request an increase. So most banks, they give like 10 to 20%. Again, do this consistently and you double your limits within a year. So pretty cool there too. All right, so let's move on to the next part for you. Our foundation checklist. So super useful here. If your business isn't structured right, none of this matters at all. So quick checklist for you. We're going to go through this real quick. File your LLC with your Secretary of State site. You can search it up or you can go on busy.com. Either one works. You don't have to pay the extra fees there. Could cost you anywhere from $50 to $300 depending on your state. You can either do this for a brand new LLC or you can source an H Corp from one of our brokers. So link is in the description for our school community. Absolutely free. Get your EIN for free. You could get it on irs.gov. Takes you 10 minutes, maybe even less. You could pick a low risk name, avoid real estate, trucking, crypto, cannabis, holdings. Banks usually auto flag those. So use something broad like last name, enterprises, solutions, ventures. But I would never kind of put it in a risky industry. So if you need help with that, we have 2 videos that we made recently, probably our last 2 videos. It'll show you exactly how that works. So next one is to list yourself as employed by your business. So I would never put yourself as self-employed. That always triggers kind of an income request because if you work for your business, you're employed by it. So very legitimate for you to use. Next one, let your LLC season 6 months before applying for anything at all. So rushing for anything would kind of burn your heart increase. So some of you are thinking and watching and thinking and watching and thinking, my credit's at 620. My LLC is 2 months old and I'm not ready. But that's okay. Forcing it now only burns your increase. So here's the path for you. We have school community. It's free, low cost for you. For people who need to become fundable. We have credit monitoring, my credit repair system, the roadmap from a 600 to a 700 credit score, and from a new LLC to a season 1 as well. Plus, you also get a full funding or credit repair library to fix your credit if you do need that fixed up. So if you do need to fix up your profile before you apply, I will start here first. Link is in the description and in the pinned comments too. But let's say you're kind of ready to get funding now and you need a little bit of help. That's going to be our Inner Circle, our Done With You program. It's for people ready to execute right now. So if you do qualify, this is what it means. You have 700 credit, a seasoned business. If you are coachable, you are willing to take action to work with us one-on-one, full personal and business credit audit, a custom funding game plan with my relationship managers as well, private relationship bankers, their connections, and you also get direct access to me and my team throughout the whole process. So I only take a limited amount of clients per month because I'm personally involved with every single approval. So just keep in mind of that. Clients walk away with 50 to 150K plus in about 90 days and some in 30. They learn how to do this and they do this over and over again. All right. So if that's you, the application link is in the description below. I'll personally review it, and if it's a fit, we'll get on a call. So this is Cashflow Chess. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.